Thanks PUBG Mobile for sponsoring today's video. Use the link in the description below to download the game for free today. PUBG Mobile 4.4 is dropping soon, and this one's massive. Ancient Greece has taken over 4 of Erengel's biggest cities. There's a brand new floating island called the Crown Abode. The Panzerfaust got a buff, and it's on all maps. And they added the JS9 to all maps. Also, ARs, snipers, and shotguns are rebalanced. Let's get straight into it. Starting with the quick map overview. The 4.4 update is themed around the Trial of Courage, and it completely reskins 4 major locations in Erengel. Yasnaya Polyana, Ruins, Fairy Pier, and Milta have all been transformed into ancient Greek-style zones. Marble columns, temples, sacred fires, the whole mythology package layered on top of the classic map you already know. And these aren't just visual changes either. Each one of these areas now has new mechanics baked in, which we'll get into in a second. If you're a Yasnaya dropper, your hot drop just became a playground. Speaking of hot drops, the 4 themed cities are going to be the new meta hot drops, guaranteed, because lighting the sacred fire in any of these zones kicks off the Trial of Courage. And once one team triggers it in a given area, that's it. Nobody else can start another trial there in that match. So if you want the rewards, you need to land fast, fight fast, and claim the fire before another squad beats you to it. Expect these zones to be absolutely packed in the first few weeks. Here's how the Trial of Courage actually works. You drop into one of the 4 Greek-themed cities, find the sacred fire, and light it. That starts the trial for your squad. Complete it, and you're walking away with themed loot and progress towards the bigger in-game event, which we'll cover in a minute. 1 trial per city per match, first come, first served. So only 4 squads will be able to activate these. Next, let's talk about the trials across the map, because this is how you're going to get all the new event items. The first of the named trials, the Achilles trial. You'll see Achilles Sanctum marked on your map. Head there and interact with the central sculpture, and the trial kicks off. To complete the trial, use the skill it gave you to destroy all the floating helmets. And you've got a limited time, so you gotta be quick. If you destroy enough helmets before the timer is up, a crate opens, and you can get the Achilles medal for the rest of the match. Pop it, and you perform an explosive forward dash. Then for the next 4 seconds, you're in a buff state. This is a pure aggression tool. Close gaps, push corners, and reposition out of bad spots. If you play aggressive, this is going to be your favorite item. That was a fast way to get into zone. Next up is the Spartans trial. Look for the Spartan icon in your map and head there to start it. After you activate it, stone Spartans are going to start making their way towards you. Take them all out before the time is up and the treasure is yours. The reward is the Spartan flag. Plant it down and it creates a buff zone around it that supports your team in combat. This is basically the opposite of the Achilles medal. It's defensive. It's for holding ground. It's for a final zone play where you might need to get the edge on a push. Then there's the Icarus trial. Look for the trial tower icon on your map, interact with the base of the structure, and you're in. The reward here is the Icarus wings, and these are wild. Inside the trial, they give you a temporary set, and you have to use them to fly all the way to the top of the tower, dodging all these objects along the way. Once you get to the top, you get a permanent set for you and your entire squad. You aim, release, and launch into the air with a big leaping jump. At the peak of the jump, the wings catch fire and you glide down, but they're not actually destroyed. You can use them over and over. This is like a rotation tool, a third-party tool, or like a get out of zone tool. The skill ceiling on these is going to be insane, and learning to dismount into a fight is where the real highlights are going to come from. Oh, let's go! Alright, here's where it ties all together, the glory system. Everything you do in a match, trials, kills, objectives, builds your team's glory. It's a shared team resource, and if your squad has enough glory and you're ranked in the top 4 remaining teams, you get summoned to the in-game event. That event is the Crown's Abode. This is the centerpiece of the 4.4 update. The Crown's Abode is a sacred Greek-style floating island, and it's structured in 2 phases. There's phase 1, the exploration and PvP portion, where you're going to be running around the floating island collecting embers. embers. Other top 4 squads are up there with you, also collecting embers. You can fight them and steal theirs. Classic extraction style tension. In phase 2 is the flaming chariot. Once you've got enough embers, you ride the chariot towards the temple and transition into a PvE boss battle to finish it out. This is unlike anything PUBG Mobile has done before. It's part battle royale, part extraction, and part raid. If you make it here, the rewards are going to be worth it. After you defeat the boss, you can hire him as an assistant to join your team in the battle. Oh, we can hire him? Oh, cool. Hello, Helios. Now, before we move on to the weapon balancing, I do want to mention the Gryphon trials. They're scattered all over the map along routes between major points of interest. Just walk up and interact to start the trial. After kicking some balls through a few goals, you're going to get a little reward. Not only are these good for the items you get out of the reward, but you're also going to stack up a little bit of glory here. Hit these throughout the match to make sure your team gets enough glory to go up to the crown's abode. Along with all the new activities on the map, there's also a new map legend feature to help you actually find everything. Trial towers, Spartan icons, Achilles sanctum, sacred fires, all clearly marked. You can change it to only mark the shops, or you can even change it to only mark the recalls. But this is a pretty cool addition to the game. Sometimes the map does get a little cluttered, and this is going to make it a lot easier. Now the weapons. The Panzerfaust got reworked and they gave it a major buff. Explosion radius is up 50%, though the lethal radius stays the same, so it's more about splash pressure than one-shot kills on foot. The backblast damage and radius are reduced, meaning you're less likely to nuke yourself or your teammates firing it from inside a building. And it now deals significant extra damage to vehicles. And this is a big one. Vehicle plays just got a hard counter. If a squad's hot dropping a UAZ into your compound, the Panzerfaust is the answer. Oh, and it's now on all 4 classic maps. The ground spawns are in small quantities, but you can get it from the in-match shops for only 5 cash. And there's even a chance it shows up in airdrops. PUBG Mobile is about to get chaotic. The JS9 is now available on all classic maps, and it's ground loot only, so no crate or airdrop luck needed. For anyone who's been wanting a solid SMG option outside of themed modes, this is a big quality of life add. Now let's talk about the weapon rebalances. There's 3 big changes. First off, snipers, and this includes DMRs and bolt actions, no longer have a damage fall off over distance, so long-range snipers just got a lot more lethal. And 205 on that bad boy. They also do extra durability damage to armor, meaning you're cracking vests faster with rifle fire. Next is the assault rifles, which got a range rebalance. The damage is up at medium to short range and down at medium to long range, with the M16 and the MK47 untouched. So your AKM, M416, Scar-L hit harder in CQB fights, but fall off sooner at distance. So you're gonna have to pair an AR with a sniper now. It's almost mandatory. And then last is the shotguns. The damage fall off is increased and damage to armor is reduced. Shotguns were feeling way too strong at the edge of their range, and this kind of reins them in a little bit. Up close, it's still gonna be a one-shot weapon, but a few meters out, not so much. Well, that's PUBG Mobile's 4.4 Greek-themed trials, a brand new floating island in-game, the Panzerfaust back in the meta, and a weapon rebalance that's going to change how every squad builds their loadout. I'll drop a like down below if you're excited for the trials. Let me know in the comment section down below which trial item you're gonna grab first. And another huge shout out to PUBG Mobile for sponsoring today's video. I'm gonna call it now. This is hands down one of the top 3 updates that PUBG Mobile's ever come out with. So make sure you guys stay tuned and are ready for the update. I'll see you in the next one.